Hello, and welcome to another video. Bonjour, bonsoir, bienvenue. Welcome. Welcome to another New Manchester video. This is Richard, the owner of the New Manchester YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about the Epstein files. That's right, the Epstein files. I gotta say, the Epstein files are never ending. The Epstein files are just displaying a lot of people who associate themselves with the late sex offender. The disgusting, slimy, weird, creepy pedo. Yeah, pedophile. Everybody in the Epstein files associated themselves with the late sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein. I can remember who's in the files. Who are in the files? Who are in the Epstein files? Prince Andrew. Now he's known as Andrew Windsor Batten. I think that's his name now. Let's see. Donald Trump, the current president of the United States and the former 45th president of the United States. Former President Bill Clinton, Slick Willie, and his wife Hillary Rodham Clinton. Who else? Who else is in the Epstein files? I think Bill Gates, Elon Musk. I can't remember because there's a lot of people in the Epstein files and they're never ending. I'll probably going to end up in the Epstein files too. Because well, what am I talking about? I never met Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know this guy. I've been living here in Texas for a long time, so I never rubbed elbows with this guy. Oh yeah, also there's some more people in the Epstein files. A former president of South Africa, some people in Europe. Yeah. Is Crocodile Dundee is in the Epstein files? Steve Irwin, the former Prime Minister of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern, Winston Wu, the founder of Happier Abroad, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, the former host of The Tonight Show, Jay Leno, some wrestlers in the WWE, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, Paul Michael Levesque, Triple H, The Big Show, Paul White, Vince McMahon, Jerry the King Lawler, Bret the Hitman Hart, CM Punk, John Cena, Brock Lesnar. Okay, I think I'm going way too far. I think, yeah, the Epstein files are never ending. They're never. Oh my God. Yep, the Epstein files are never ending. They are never ending. They just keep going and going and going and going and going. Whew, man. I don't know. I'm just saying stuff at the top of my head. Who else is in the Epstein files? No. I said, well, yeah, I already said it. I was in him, but I'm not. um, who's in the Epstein files? Stewart from Mad TV. uh, um, R. Kelly. Is R. Kelly in the Epstein files? Yeah, yeah, he's in prison, serving time for racketeering charges. Um, he yeah, human trafficking of minors. Yeah, yeah, he's probably in the Epstein files. R. Kelly, the disgraced R&B singer. So I don't want to. Yeah, I'll take that back. I don't want to beat up on R. Kelly because R. Kelly has a problem. Um, he had a problem, and that resulted in the things that he did. If he got the help that he has gotten, then his music and himself will be celebrated, and his music will be played on the radio if he got that help. But he swept some problems underneath the rug and didn't do anything about it. And plus the man can't read. He made all that great music and he couldn't read a flick. All right. Yeah, I got kind of carried away with the Epstein files. All those people I've been naming, they weren't in the Epstein files. I'm just being silly. I'm just being just out there. So forgive me. But the people who are in the Epstein files, some of them didn't want to have anything to do with them. Some of them had something to do with Jeffrey Epstein. Some of them didn't. Donald Trump was around Jeffrey Epstein, and he was, and he had, yeah, and he threw him out of his Mar-a-Lago home because Epstein was targeting the girls who worked at his resort. And I heard that Epstein invited some people to his home, and the people were very disturbed at the things that they saw at his home, and he left them alone. I think some guy um took his family to meet Epstein and to have dinner with them. And oh yeah, Jeffrey Epstein had an island. I think it was called Pedo Island, Pedophile Island. Yeah. And I remember that congressional hearing about Jeffrey Epstein and the Epstein files and the victims of Jeffrey Epstein who were there. And this woman and all these people, I think some woman was sitting there like just deflecting from the whole thing and start talking about and praising what Donald Trump is doing for the country, and Donald Trump is just running this country into the ground. And I listened to this on my Apple iPod Touch. Yeah, it has some Bluetooth headsets or headphones synced up to it, and I was listening to it. Yeah, I didn't watch it. I was listening to it. Like, had it like I think I had it on YouTube. I had the iPod Touch on YouTube, on France 24 English, and I was like listening to it through the Bluetooth headsets. Had the Bluetooth headsets synced up to the iPod. It was just like argument and people interrupting each other. I think in Glenn Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend, she pleaded the Fifth Amendment, and she didn't want to talk. It want to explain about Jeffrey Epstein's pedo operation. So I think I haven't heard anything from the Epstein files, and media news outlets here in the U.S. like MS Now, formerly known as MSNBC, CNN, I think Fox News, and a lot of them, they're just talking nonstop about the Epstein files and Jeffrey Epstein. And like, yeah. And I think Congress is going to pass a law where people won't be where women and girls won't be the victim of future pedo Jeffrey Epstein like people. They won't be the victim of these people in the future. So kudos, and I got nothing against that. Yeah. It's like this. I mean, these pedophiles. It's like they're like cockroaches. Like you step on one and another one pops out. Yeah, like and yeah, and yeah, and I think it's a good idea to not protect a pedophile. I think these people shouldn't be protected. They should be exposed, and they should answer for their crimes. Yeah. So I remember in a previous video I talked about Epstein survivors voted for Donald Trump. Voted for a guy who said that I grab them by the pussy and I don't wait. And I talked about the victims targeted. The victims saw Jeffrey Epstein's penis. Yeah, one of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, the women, they said that they saw Jeffrey Epstein's penis. And they say that it was small and deformed, and it was shaped like a lemon. Yeah, so Jeffrey Epstein had a tiny ding-a-ling. He had a tiny penis. He had a tiny penis. tiny penis, tiny penis. He had a tiny penis. His penis was tiny. Tinky Winky. Yeah, a man with a small penis. Wimpy, 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 wimpy. A man with a huge, huge, huge penis. A big penis. Hefty, 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 hefty. So, I don't know, yeah. But anyway, yeah, those Epstein files, they just keep going and going and going and going. Like, it's just hard to keep up with all of this and process all of this. Wow, I mean, lots of people in the Epstein files. Jeffrey Epstein has met everybody. He met people in the U.S. and also in other countries around the world. Okay, Jeffrey Epstein was a financer, and this guy didn't pay his dues, so he just did a lot of dirty, underhanded stuff to be this wealthy guy. Yeah. So, yeah, yeah. But, the pedo is dead. Jeffrey Epstein is dead. He's dead. He died in prison because he committed suicide because he didn't want to answer for his crimes. And someone told me that Jeffrey Epstein didn't commit suicide in prison. He said that Donald Trump sent some people to kill him. So that's just someone saying that. I think I don't know if this is true or not. And also I think someone also said that someone killed Sandra Bland in prison. Someone killed Sandra Bland at the Waller County Jail here in Texas. Someone killed Sandra Bland in that jail. And Sandra Bland didn't hang herself to commit suicide. Someone killed her. And I think that's easy to believe because here in Texas, people just mysteriously just die. And I think this happened to a black doctor who was married to a white woman. And they lived in Jasper, Texas, and the guy went for a jog and he mysteriously died. And someone killed him. Someone killed him and did a cover up. And to make it look like he just mysteriously just died. And that's the same thing to Sandra Bland. The same thing happened to Sandra Bland. Someone just killed her in jail, in the Waller County Jail, and just mysteriously just covered it up and made it look like she committed suicide. Yeah, I think, yeah, and this person told me, yeah, I think, yeah, and this person told me that Jeffrey Epstein was murdered by someone, and Jeffrey Epstein didn't commit suicide. So, yeah, the Epstein files are just never ending. They just keep going. So you don't know who else is gonna be in the Epstein files. So there's no ending or conclusion to the Epstein files. They just keep going and going and going. Jeffrey Epstein just met a lot of people. This guy was this pedophile, this disgusting, weird, gross, slimy pedo was working overdrive to meet a lot of people. Yeah, wealthy people, um, former presidents and prime ministers, a British prince of the royal family in the UK. Oh yeah, and King Charles III, he said he was going to be cooperative with the police on him on the police or no yeah, he's going to be cooperative. Yeah, King Charles III is going to be was said that he well King Charles III said that says he's going to be cooperative with the police, the authorities, on telling them about his brother being in cahoots with the late sex offender Epstein. Yeah, so I don't know who else is going to be in the Epstein files. Probably gonna be someone that's gonna shock me and shock everybody here in the States, and I can't say all over the world, but in other parts of the world they're talking about other stories, and here in the US it's all about Epstein and Trump. What Trump said and what Trump is doing, and Jeffrey Epstein and the Epstein files. I'm tired of hearing that. I want to hear about other stuff. So yeah, to all of you who are watching this video, I hope you guys are not in the Epstein files. If you are, then I got a bunch of pedos subscribing to this channel. So I hope you guys aren't in the Epstein files. Well, anyway, that's all I gotta say in this video. More videos to come. Cheers and au revoir. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir. Goodbye.